Farewell to all our Scottish fame, farewell our ancient glory, farewell even to our Scottish name, sae famed in martial story. Now Sartrim's o'er this always stands, and Tweedren's take the ocean, to mark where England's province stands. Such a part castle of rogues in a nation, what force or guile could not subdue. Through many warlike ages is wrought now by a coward few, for hireling traitors wages the English still we could disdain, secure in valor station, but English gold has been our bane. Such a parcel of rogues in a nation. Or would or I had seen the day that treasonous could sell us, my old grey heath had lain in clay, wi' Bruce and loyal Wallace, by pith and power till my last hour. I'll mark this declaration, we're bought and sold for English gold. Such a parcel of rogues in a nation, oh, we're bought and sold for English gold. Such a parcel of rogues in a nation. Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the AUOB Elgin Ceilidh, which is live from Elgin. So today would have been a massive independence march at Elgin. Our numbers, so my name is Neil Mackay, first I'm your host for tonight. welcome everybody back after the shows that we've done so far. The first one we did was on the 4th of April to mark what would have been the Arbroath March, and for every march that we've had to postpone this year, every march all under one banner's had to postpone till next year. We're going to do an online Ceilidh, a live Ceilidh, but because some restrictions have eased, including the travel restrictions, we're able to bring the show tonight to the location, to Elgin. So here we are tonight. I'm pleased to be joined here by Gordon Strathee, local Gordy Strathee. How you doing, Gordy?
How about yourself?
Aye, good, aye. He's a local singer-songwriter. And Paul Jameson, silent clansman as well. Welcome, Paul. So I hope everybody enjoys the show. If you're on Twitter, the hashtag is hashtag AUOB Elgin Ceilidh. Hashtag AUOB Elgin Ceilidh. And Ceilidh Ceilidh for those who don't know how to spell it, but you should do. But yeah, so we're going to have a range of music. So Gordy's going to play some original songs tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, well, if you know, alright. Yep.
And I'm going to do some traditional songs, and we're going to have a ball. So just sit back and enjoy the show, or get up and have a dance, whatever fits. So, Gordy, where are you from? Keith, you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that how local is that to hear? My knowledge is
20 mile.
20 mile. And what is it? You is that your band now that you're in?
Sons of the Soil, yes.
Brilliant. But is this music from the band, or is this?
Yeah, it's songs I write them and play in the band as well. So
Brilliant.
So, but obviously we haven't been out playing much this year because of the lockdown and stuff. So
How you been through the lockdown? How you been coping with? In terms of the music as well, what you've been up to?
well, I've been quite often putting songs up on social media just to keep in touch with people and play some stuff and that. So it's been quite good because there's been quite a lot of requests coming in and stuff. So it's keeping me busy on the music side of things, keeping the fingers going, and we can get back in and out and playing again, you know.
Aye, because I think studios, I don't know when they start to open again for rehearsals. I don't think it'll be too long.
No, I think it's kind of next few
It's
weeks.
15th of July, a lot of things change, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Scottish Government announced that. So, but definitely as things ease off, we can start to get back to things that we want to do that we can do. So,
how about yourself? You been keeping busy playing?
Aye, keeping busy. We're doing these shows once a month, which has been good. It's a good experience, and just busy with the all on the one banner hasn't stopped. We've just adapted, and so we're still very busy. We've been doing Zoom events, you know, like the Zoom talks that you can do.
Yeah.
We've been doing them 1 or 2 a month, which has been good. Lots of different people coming on and different topics, so they've been quite good. And then we've got demonstrations about happening too, all in line with the easing of restrictions. You know, it's very important that the campaign gets back up and gets back out there, obviously safely, in line with ScotGov's route map. But I mean, we're doing that, so it's needed, you know. So, well, whenever you're ready, if you want to do your first song, Gordy, that'd be great.
Okay, this is a song I basically wrote. It's just really how I felt about the whole situation with Westminster and how we're treated. I'll not go on too much about it, I'll just play it. It's called Scotland Deserves. Tired of being pushed around, fed up of being treated like the rubbish on the ground. Tories, you fascist vermin, enough of your tiring sermon. Don't want to be part of this union. Corruption and greed, a poisonous fusion. We have shown how different we are. Our country turned yellow, it shines like a star. Scotland demands to be free. Westminster policies are foreign today. Rise up again and be bold, like the martyrs in Wallace and Bruce that we hold. A fight for the right to be sovereign, to live a life free of imperialists who govern, no longer be slaves of their system and this racist right-wing deception. Scotland demands to be free. Westminster policies are foreign today. Rise up again and be bold, like the martyrs and Wallace and Bruce that we hold. And Sturgeon we trust as our leader, like Salmon before I a worthy achiever. Duke with Tory treason in 2014, now in 2020 they won't take our dream. Scotland demands to be free. Westminster policies are foreign today. Rise up again and be bold, like the martyrs and Wallace and Bruce that we hold. Scotland demands to be free. Westminster policies are foreign today. Rise up again and be bold, like the martyrs and Wallace and Bruce that we hold. Thank you.
Aye, brilliant. That was great, Gordon.
Thank you.
It's the midges on the. They're not coming on too fast.
No,
are
I got a wee bite near there, but it's still less of a nuisance than a
they?
Tory.
They're flying about a wee bit. So we're sitting outside. Lovely wee location here. It's great to be outside, isn't it? Playing some music
great.
again.
It's great.
Great to see you, Paul. How you keeping, Paul?
Well, I'm tickety boo.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You mentioned
You're looking
the midges,
brilliant, aye.
and yeah, people like Gordy here that live up in Keith, they should be well on to the midges.
Oh,
aye.
And there's those softies
Aye.
doing soup.
Oh, aye.
I
They're
still
like-
struggle with them.
They're like scarecrows with us.
Aye.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, so thanks very much, Neil, for coming up to visit us here at our Yes Murray gazebo. You can't go wrong with a good blue gazebo. can you?
Aye, and it's looking
So
lovely.
a warm welcome from Murray and from the Yes group here, and it's nice to see the AUOB. You mentioned the fact that we aren't having the marches as much, but as I said earlier on to you, I see you as like our pilot light in the house, keeping the boiler just going,
Aye.
so that when we come home we'll be nice and warm and ready to go marching again. So
Oh, aye.
thank you very much
Aye,
on behalf of the country and
Aye.
all the people that want to see independence for Scotland. And I've got to say thank you very much to all the silent clansmen, people that are on our Facebook page. I hope you're enjoying it tonight. We're going to have some great music here from Neil and Gordy, and I hope you enjoy yourself.
Aye. Well, thank you very much, Paul. And also, I suppose, thanks in that to Broadcasting Scotland, because without Broadcasting Scotland, we wouldn't have the opportunity to get this music out and to mark the occasion of what would have been phenomenal at Elgin today.
Yeah.
I think we were expecting at least 10 to 15,000 at least at Elgin. It was, so those days will come again, and the marches are going to become a little bit an assembly. I don't know if were you at the assembly we had.
No, I
No,
didn't.
there'll be another one coming up. It's going to
Right.
be on Zoom, and then as things change, we'll have a public meeting too on it. Because you can do that
Yeah.
down the line, and it's just simply to bring yes groups and activists from across the country together to strategise and to build ideas about how to take the campaign forward. So, we'll make, if you can both, well, I'll make sure you both know about the next one, and it'll be public as well.
I mean, we are just as strong as we were when we had our last march, and we're getting stronger, and it's good to see people getting the time the way that we have been treated here over the border,
Yes.
that they are allowing themselves to change their minds about the view of independence for Scotland, and that the way forward is to go free.
Yes. Here, certainly.
Definitely. Well, I'll play another song now. So I'm going to play another all traditional songs I'm playing tonight. I couldn't resist. I've got some of my own, but I thought, you know what, going up to Elgin, the Highlands, and they
Yeah.
just
The
captivate
midges.
the midges. Aye,
Yeah.
they drove out the Romans.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sing "Sound the Pibroch." So the first song I sang was "Parcel of Rogues," as you know.
Yeah.
Very much about historically about Scotland at the time was sold down the river by unelected peers. Scottish
Yep.
people never voted for the Union,
No.
but we will be voting to get out of it.
Yep.
And for me, that song's still true because I still see a shower of rogues at large in Scotland.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's lots of them. You know, and they're
Yeah.
still trying to keep Scotland down. They're still trying to keep us stitched up in the union. So,
Yes.
but they won't succeed. But
No,
the idea that that's a historical phenomenon and it's not relevant now. No, their their successors are still doing their dirty work.
Yeah.
But it won't last.
No,
No.
and the sooner the better.
The sooner the better. The next song is going to be called Sound the Peabroch, because obviously we're not far from Culloden. How many miles is it, Paul?
Must be about
It's
35.
35.
It's not too far away, is it? It's along the
Place close
coast,
to my heart, yeah.
as you were saying earlier, aye.
Mhm.
So I'm going to sing that, and it's very much about the uprising. I want to call it a rebellion, because a rebellion makes it sound like they've got the authority,
Yeah.
you know, but it was an uprising.
an uprising,
So, and we know what happened after it, or many of us do, and it was a genocide by the British state.
Yeah.
That came in, and the Duke of Cumberland, hence we've got the butcher's apron, men, women and children slaughtered in the streets, and the Prescription Act of 1746, Highland, the Gaelic was banned, the kilts,
Yeah.
they couldn't, and they were shipped off to the colonies,
Yeah.
transportation, if there was a genocide, ethnic
Of
cleansing.
course, if we didn't have the butcher's apron, we wouldn't have the manky jacket.
No.
True.
Aye.
And we
I
know,
wonder what he would have worn.
and we were laughing earlier that we should have a mannequin, a manky, in
Aye.
the corner behind Paul here. So hello, Mankey. Right.
Hope you're tuned in.
Hope you're tuned in, Mankey. Here we go. I'll give it a bash. Ready? Sound the Peabroch loud on high, frae John O'Groats to the Isle o' Skye. Let every clan your slogan cry. Rise and follow Charlie. Hatchie and foam, foam, foam. Hatchie and foam, foam, foam. Hatchie and foam, foam. Rise and follow Charlie. See that small and outlawed band by Dark Loch Shield. They've made the stand and bravely vowed wi' heart and hand to rise and follow Charlie. From every hill and every glen are gathering fast the loyal men. They grasp the dirks and shout again, hurrah for Royal Charlie. Hatchie and foam, foam, foam. Hatchie and foam, foam, foam. Hatchie and foam, foam. Rise and follow Charlie. On dark Culloden's fields of gore, hark they shout, Claymore, Claymore. They bravely fight, what can they more than die for Royal Charlie? Hatchie and foam, foam, foam. Hatchie and foam, foam, foam. Hatchie and foam, foam. Rise and follow Charlie. Now on the barren heath they lie, their funeral dirge, the eagles cry, and mountain breezes o'er them sigh. What fought and died for Charlie, no more we'll see such deeds again. Deserted as each Highland glen, and lonely cairns are o'er the men. What fought and died for Charlie, sound the Peabroch loud on high, frae John O'Groats to the Isle o' Skye. Let every clan your slogan cry. rise and follow Charlie. Hatchie and foam, foam, foam. Hatchie and foam, and foam, foam. Hatchie and foam, and foam, foam. Rise and follow Charlie.
Excellent.
Thank you guys. Cheers. Thank you very much. Aye. So, where are we? What are we going to talk about now? The Independence March at Elgin today.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
The rain held off.
Aye.
Just one wee shower. It was nice and dry.
Aye.
And we all got to the park safely.
Mhm.
And we've seen some bonny sights around the town, some bonny buildings. And we also passed the Elgin Cathedral, where I believe you're going to be playing a song about a certain man who's
Oh.
interred there.
Oh yes, a certain man, a certain Patrick Sellers.
That's the
Oh
man.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
the man, aye.
Yeah.
Yes, and we had some great speakers, and we had some great musicians up there on the stage, and we all came away happier and stronger.
More energised. for the-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Came
about,
away.
isn't it?
Right now,
yeah.
the pubs of Elgin are
Hodgin.
absolutely
Hodgin.
Hodgson's the word.
Hodgin. Funny, I actually mentioned Sellers in one of my songs I'm going to play, so that's quite up.
Right,
Aye,
there you go.
Aye,
Spooky.
aye, it is.
Aye, well placed.
Aye.
So,
Hope
what-
it's not the same song, lads.
oh no, I don't think. Hush, hush.
No.
No, you're gonna wait.
No, it's one
It's
of
one of your own,
it's one of
isn't it?
my own.
Aye,
I just gave him a mention in it, you know.
Aye,
He's nice work he did up north. And
aye. Aye, and there's the Manny, as they call it, the statue,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
came into the
yeah.
the discussion with all the statues
Yeah,
recently, wasn't
yeah.
it?
It's going to take something to bring that one down. That's for
Aye.
sure.
Yeah, but I mean, like even Alex Salmon says, it's there to remind us of what happened.
Aye.
It's there as a mark.
Aye,
I'm
but
quite-
then again, you could put up a statue honouring the victims,
Yeah,
honouring
yeah.
and have that in its
In
place,
that
and
in
it
its
could
place.
do just the same
That's
job.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So personally, I'd
Yeah.
like it removed and
Yeah,
shoved
yeah.
in a museum, some
Mhm.
vault somewhere,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
and you could go pay a pound if you want to go see it.
I go mountain
Yeah,
biking.
right.
I go mountain biking up there now and again, and it's we always pay them respects. We
Aye,
always.
doffed in your cap or something
Sorry.
like that, right?
Oh no, it's fine.
Aye.
It's a pro-independence show.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So
And do you think it would be worth, like people have said as well, maybe putting a sign so
Aye.
when they arrive there after the climb up to the top, it tells them you have just arrived here and this man done this to your country.
aye, that would be good in the
Aye.
interim period until
Yeah,
we can
until we
actually
actually remove it.
until shift it.
The last time I was up there was a group of young people there, and they saw me taking a photograph, giving it the salute, and I could hear them kind of chatting amongst themselves, and one person saying, "What's he doing?"
Aye.
And the one guy says, "I think it's a statue to do with slavery."
Aye.
And to be
Basically,
honest,
way.
basically it is.
It
really.
basically is
Basically
because
it is. It was worse than slavery because they were banished for their own. I mean,
Aye, aye.
a lot
Oh
of
no,
them-
definitely. It's on
Aye.
it's on the spectrum. It's
Yeah.
on the spectrum for
Yeah.
sure. And it's history that isn't really it's just touched on briefly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
history in schools starts pretty much at the First World War, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
No,
but
nothing like that.
nothing
No,
like that.
no.
But we're here to sort that out, aren't we?
Mhm.
We are,
We are.
certainly.
Here to
So,
make
so Gordy,
people
what have you got another song for us this evening then?
Yeah,
What are you gonna play next?
I was gonna play a song that me and a good friend of mine, Rossi Ross, wrote about a fallen SNP stalwart called oh Christ, his name, Willie McRae.
Well, I might-
And he was a great man, and he was sadly, well, I reckon probably knocked off, murdered by
Yep.
the establishment.
Yep.
Which they won't even. They've actually had enough signatures on the petition to open it again, but for some reason it falls on deaf ears because it's the establishment that's holding it back. So
I probably what year did that happen? Was it 70s or
no,
so?
it was 80,
80s?
84, I think. 84,
So
I
probably
think.
like
Could be
100
wrong.
years, like 2084
Yeah.
it'll all come
Aye.
I'll
out.
find out
Mhm.
that he was
He was murdered.
done in by the establishment,
Aye.
yeah.
Mhm.
And everything that he knew was true
Yeah.
and came to be.
Yeah.
Aye, so
Very
when you
sad.
look at you look at all the revelations the last few
Yeah.
couple of decades, don't you?
It must be difficult for his family,
Aye.
Yeah.
knowing their dad, their uncle, or
Aye.
whatever, and the demise of him at the end.
Aye.
And as you say, the establishment, the government,
Mm.
holding back information
Yes.
that could help them
Yeah.
with a bit of closure.
Of course. Aye. Well,
He did so much for Scotland as well. He prevented a lot of nuclear waste being dumped in Scotland. That was one of his big achievements
Right.
for Scotland, and
Yeah.
he's done quite a lot. He did quite a lot.
Oh, aye. Brave man.
Yeah.
Willie McRae, Ceilidh.
Right. This is a song called The Struggle. It's about Willie McRae. Either was a patriot, a fervent, some would say. He also was a gentleman and loved in every way. Treachery and tragedy, his story must be told. This loyal Scot, he lost a lot and all for North Sea gold. Born and bred in Westeros, a lawyer he became. Speeches rallying to the cause, gave young Willie fame. Such a charm and witty lad, it was so hard to find. His wit and grace and passive face was such a brilliant mind. All once there lived a Highland man, his name was Willie McRae. He fought for Scotland's freedom until his dying day. He fought for independence, he fought for you and me. Remember Willie McRae, my boys are free, you'll never be. Remember Willie McRae, my boys are free, you'll never be. Now on his way to Dorney, Willie's form was fine. His final are still ringing, you've got them all this time. We sinister surveillance watched at every turn. He didn't know his time was so, and alas he couldn't spare. Now just a few hours later, we Willie nearly dead. Found just past Fort William, 3 gunshots to his head. Oh, this genius took his life, well that's what they say. Aye, a clever man indeed as he threw his gun away. I once there lived a Highland man, his name was Willie McRae. He fought for Scotland's freedom until his dying day. He fought for independence, he fought for you and me. Remember Willie McRae, my boys are free, you'll never be. Remember Willie McRae, my boys are free, you'll never be. It's Willie Healy dying in his stricken car. His papers some were missing or scattered near a bar. His thoughts were understood, had they all come through. Stop this stride or suicide, I'll leave that up to you. Now you have a story of a Scotsman and his land, a fire in Willie's belly, I some don't understand. But rest assured my Highland lad, we every breaking dawn, until we see our country free, the struggle it goes on. Oh, once there lived a Highland man, his name was Willie McRae. He fought for Scotland's freedom until his dying day. He fought for independence, he fought for you and me. Remember Willie McRae, my boys are free, you'll never be. Remember Willie McRae, my boys are free, you'll never be. Remember Willie McRae, my boys are free, you'll never be.
Good words.
Thank you.
That tells a story.
Yeah.
It tells this story.
Mhm.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When did you write that?
It must be about around about 2014, I think it was. Me and
Were
Rossi.
you quite interested in the story of Willie McRae? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, because I think it's just a typical insight into how the Westminster House establishment sees
Aye.
us. It's almost like you're there and,
You know,
and that's where you
get
want.
above your
That's-
station,
yeah,
this
and
is
we'll
what'll happen to
we'll
you.
we'll
Aye.
put you right down.
Could happen to any of us, I suppose.
Mhm.
Here, sitting
Aye.
here.
Well, that's right.
Well,
Aye.
I'm not going silent, man.
No, I like it.
Oh, no, listen, they'll go to any lengths, and they do go
Yeah,
to any lengths,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
That's why we need to go to any lengths.
Well, that's right. That's why we've got to step up the game and really press forward for our
Yeah.
cause. I mean, even you see the way the SNP politicians are treated in Westminster. I mean, it's disgusting. It's
Aye.
actually
Absolutely.
they
Laughing
laugh at them and speak through their what they've got to say. And I mean, there's some of the most clever politicians speaking in Westminster.
Aye.
Ken, and
It's institutional discrimination.
yeah.
Basically.
Yep.
I mean, how could Scotland be an equal partner in a union where we've only got 59 MPs
Yeah.
to hundreds for England?
Mhm.
How could that possibly be equal? I know they base it on your population and
Yeah.
all that, but
Mhm.
that's rotten, rotten way.
Nah.
That isn't a union. That's just
No.
you're annexed.
Yeah.
You know, that's what that is.
Yeah.
You're annexed.
You're
and
annexed.
you'll do what you're told.
You're part of their colony, basically. Just-
Aye.
Yeah. Or, as we heard this week, we're actually a district.
Yeah.
Aye, Rees-Mogg, wasn't it? That old
Yes.
todger.
Oh, aye, he's something else, isn't he?
Aye.
And you know, but I'd like to. What I would like to do is have an anti-smirking petition. Because I see some of them, and it's just like, as you say, because they know they have the numbers,
Yeah,
then they can just rush it over us.
yeah,
But there'll come a day when the smirks will slip,
yeah.
and we will not be smirking back. We'll just be quietly having a wee giggle to
Aye,
ourselves.
aye. And getting it lalby up here.
Yeah, a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
Just a wee bit. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to play another one now. I'm going to play "Ye Jacobites," which originally, as I was saying earlier, was a Whig song. You know, it was a unionist song, castigating, and calling out the Jacobites. But Robert Burns came across it and he rewrote it and made it more general. I heard it being called the 18th century anti-war anthem. I've heard it been called that.
Yeah.
So he changed the words, it made it more general, but it's still anti-Jacobite as such in its tone. But I think that's fine because there are some issues with, I certainly, and I suppose the main two I would pick out is the strategic blunders that they made. The Prince all the way down to Derby and choosing to fight in Culloden Moor when they could have went to the Glens and then came back. Loads of strategic blunders. So I'd call them out for that, and I'd also call out, I don't know the list of them, but loads of clans that were all talk and they never pulled through. So I'd call out them too.
Yeah.
Certainly there was a complex issues involved. We can't just look at a bit of it. We've got to look at, there was obviously a religious war going on between Catholicism and the Protestants. There's also, it's very complex.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go back in time.
No.
If I look back, I'm a back to those days. Yeah, I'd been with the Jacobites. Now I'm a Republican. I want an independent Scottish Republic.
Yeah.
So you can't.
And it was very simple for your clansmen in the Glen,
Aye.
where your chief or the Fiery Cross arrives, or your chief says, "You're a clansman and you're coming with me," and you had no choice.
No.
No, really, it was.
No, it was.
And
It was your duty.
You probably didn't even know
Aye.
who Prince Charles Edward Stuart was, or who the Butcher Cumberland, or even anything like that.
No.
And we were talking about the British Army appearing on your doorstep when you lived in Skye or Glen Elg or wherever, and you'd never seen a musket or a red coat in your life, and all of a sudden the war machine arrives and you're just trampled.
You're just trampled under, aye.
Aye.
But the boys were brave, and the women and
Oh,
the
aye.
families afterwards.
Scots women know how to fight.
Oh yeah, I've seen a few of them.
Yeah. I've seen a few.
You come from Keith,
Seen a few in the pubs, aye.
I'll bet you.
So here we go. I'll give this. You can tell we're outside here. I'll put my pen on it.
But there is no doubt what you said there, Neil. The religious divide. That was the downfall of the whole campaign them.
Yes.
Aye.
And it seems to be even the same today with
Aye.
what we got on.
Ah, exactly. We didn't want to go back. And there was other reasons too. Basically, there was all sorts of evolutionary reasons, societal reasons, but definitely, it's a good song. So I'll give it a wee bash now from a kind of more anti-war meaning.
Well, we don't want any.
No, we don't want war, but sometimes you need to fight for the peace.
For you.
Yes,
What's
for your
right
absolutely.
and what is wrong.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'll give this a bash. Ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites by name, your thoughts I will proclaim, your doctrines I'm on blame. You shall hear, you shall hear, your doctrines I'm on blame. You shall hear what is right and what is wrong by the law, by the law. What is right and what is wrong by the law. What is right and what is wrong, a short sword and a line, a weak arm and a strong, for to draw, for to draw. A weak arm and a strong, for to draw. Oh, ye Jacobites by name, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Oh, ye Jacobites by name, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Oh, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Oh, ye Jacobites by name, your thoughts I will proclaim, your doctrines I'm on blame. You shall hear, you shall hear, your doctrines I'm on blame. You shall hear. Oh, what makes heroic strife, famed afar, famed afar. What makes heroic strife, famed afar? What makes heroic strife, to whet the assassin's knife, and haunt a bairn's life with bloody war, bloody war, and haunt a bairn's life with bloody war? Oh, ye Jacobites by name, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Oh, ye Jacobites by name, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Then let your schemes alone in the state, in the state. Then let your schemes alone in the state. Oh, then let your schemes alone adorn the rising sun, and leave a man undone to his fate, to his fate. And leave a man undone to his fate. Oh, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear, lend an ear. Ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Oh, ye Jacobites by name, your thoughts I will proclaim, your doctrines I'm on blame. You shall hear, you shall hear, your doctrines I'm on blame. You shall hear. Oh, ye Jacobites by name, oh, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear. Oh, ye Jacobites by name, ye Jacobites by name, lend an ear.
Excellent. Brilliant.
Thanks, guys.
Great version.
Thanks
Love it.
very much. So, aye, so that was ye Jacobites. Well, we're on the topic of the Scottish history we're talking about here, but it's relevant now, isn't it? This is the thing, is it's a continuum.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
fight still goes on.
the fight has always been there. It's just we're really gearing up to this. Getting there.
Aye.
Yeah. Organisation.
Yeah.
Keeping it going, the
We-
train
Yeah.
going.
We really need to assert our own self-determination
Yeah.
in Scotland. You know, I don't personally, I don't think independence will be gained any other way.
No.
I think it has to be homemade.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
we
Yep.
have to do it here, from
Yep.
here.
Yep.
The Scottish Parliament is the place, the vehicle, the mechanism to do it.
Mhm.
So, and it's our job to keep pressurising
Yep.
and keep pushing.
Yep.
And we'll get there.
Keep the pressure on, and we will get there.
Aye.
I mean, we're going to be stopped all along the way, obviously, by the
Yeah.
Westminster system, but we've just got to keep on.
I suppose, going back to what you were saying there, Gordy, about Willie McRae,
Mhm.
I suppose we are the Willie McRaes of today,
Mhm.
but there's so many of us
Yeah.
that they can't just do us away and sweep us under the
Well,
carpet.
that's it.
That's the way
there's
to
too
look
many
at
of
it.
us.
There's-
That'd be a whole new level of genocide if they
Yeah.
tried that.
Yeah.
But you know, but the show's going well. It's going well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Aye, it's
You having a
great.
good time?
It's great, and the midges are not too bad.
No, they're not too
No, I
bad.
think the music's sort of like
It's scaring them away.
Scaring them away.
I'm only minus half an earlobe.
Yeah, well, he'll lend you an ear.
Very good, very good.
You could do it with two, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could do it. Well, it's great. Yeah. I've
like-
got my midget PPE on.
Aye.
Although I must admit, I've been finding them getting to places where
Oh,
I didn't want them to go.
oh no.
What tartan is that in your kilt? Is it
That's a very good question. I believe it's the Anderson tartan. But
Anderson?
to me, it's the Red Cross shop in Elgin tartan.
Right.
Ah,
That's where I bought it.
yeah.
I have right now. I have 5 different kilts, and the one I wore in Inverness recently for a march up there was my latest prized possession, and it was actually the ancient Culloden
Oh,
tartan.
ancient
All
Culloden.
right.
And it was a piece of this tartan was found on a Frenchman's jacket after the Battle of Culloden, and somebody whipped a bit off. Not that it was on my kilt, but from that pattern they made the kilt,
That's very
and
interesting.
it's quite it's like sand coloured
That's
with
very
purple
interesting.
through it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
That's like one of the ancient, the
Yeah,
ancient
yeah.
tartans.
Uh-huh.
They're kind of they're a bit more faded, aren't they? They're
Yeah, yeah,
lighter
that- yeah.
colours.
Aye,
and
they're
that.
lighter,
Yeah,
aye.
beautiful. And I also have one for wearing with. I work with a wee group called the Highlanders for Hire. We do weddings and battle reenactments and that.
Oh,
so
lovely.
it's very 18th century, big fella big. It's brilliant. And I also have one for running in.
Do you?
I do a wee bit of running. And,
Aye, yeah.
That's right. I've seen your post.
To run in a kilt is brilliant fun.
Yeah,
Brilliant
aye,
fun.
aye.
It's
It's just a job keeping things under control, but I mean,
Yeah, if I could, unfortunately my job it doesn't dictate it, but if I could, I would wear my kilt every day.
Aye,
Absolutely,
aye.
absolutely, no worries
Aye.
about
you got a good photograph of me in a kilt up in Inverness.
that. Did I? Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I did. Oh,
We maybe,
here we go.
We maybe shouldn't mention the circle.
No,
no. See, my memory was gone there, but as soon as you send that, all I see is a postcard with a picture of 2 chaps, and they're waving to a unionist on the other side of the river. I don't know if you remember this one, Neil, but they're giving him a bit of a cheeky wave,
Oh right.
a bit like you remember in Braveheart how we
Oh aye.
we waved to the English troops there.
Yeah.
Aye aye.
And these guys come along and it went viral.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and it was brilliant. And the only was the lone unionist chap, and he was
Yeah.
wearing a kilt as well,
He
which
was,
was quite strange.
which was quite strange.
but
Yeah.
he kept well away on the other side of the river. But these guys come along, and I was very happy to be part of that one. It's great. Kilts
so
are
funny.
brilliant. Yeah,
Aye.
yeah.
Yeah,
multi-talented boys, you and brilliant. I think
Oh,
you
well.
got the message even
Well,
at that distance.
yeah,
Aye.
yeah,
Oh, quite right.
yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not often that you see 2 full moons
No.
No.
And you could say he
in
got.
one go.
Aye. You could say he got the bum's rush.
Yeah.
Aye. On that bum note.
Yeah.
On you go.
I'm
I'm joking. That was fine.
going to have to give this a wee tune up, I think.
Aye, take your time. So as Gordy's tuning up, hope everybody's enjoying the show. If you're on Twitter, tweet with hashtag AUOB Elgin Ceilidh, Facebook as well. Let us know how you're going tonight. We hope you're enjoying the show, the chat. We had a few last minute cancellations, otherwise there would have been more people here, but you know what, it feels like we've got a full house with the 3 of us, so we hope you're enjoying it. A good bit of banter and getting the campaign for independence back on the road. That's what it's about. So whenever you're ready, Gordy.
Okay. This is a wee song I wrote about the man seller is mentioned in here. This is about the Highland clearances, and it was the really bad stage in 1811. It's called social engineering because that's the term that they used. So here it is. that much more brutality would unfold. Night skies ablaze with flaming terror as the Sutherland's true colours shone. The screaming of the women was so chilling as the affrighted cattle roared. No prophets from these lands, these crofters we shall rid. Hey sailor, go carry out your deeds before daylight breaks, I bid. They burned their homes to the ground, defenseless, weak, no compassion could be found. Cruel to mankind for their own pathetic score, social engineering, evil to the core. Many froze to death in the chill north air, and the sight of which once was their homes. The slaughter of their livestock left them starving, with many reduced to skin and bone. The Duchess of Sutherland remarked in a letter to a friend, Scotch people do not fatten like the larger breed of animals. They burned their homes to the ground, defenseless, weak, no compassion could be found. Cruel to mankind for their own pathetic score, social engineering, evil to the core. The embers of the scattered ruins hadn't yet cooled down when the shepherds and their flocks started to flood in to the sacred haunted ground. The survivors of these hideous crimes lived to fight another day. Some found solace on the coast, the rest in lands west far away. They burned their homes to the ground, defenseless, weak, no compassion could be found. Cruel to mankind, their own pathetic score, social engineering, evil to the core. They burned their homes to the ground, defenseless, weak, no compassion could be found. Cruel to mankind, their own pathetic score, social engineering, evil to the
Hey.
I've got to say, God,
Okay.
every day is a school day, and I never knew it was called social engineering. Absolutely amazing. That's a great song.
Thanks.
Oh, you haven't
Aye.
let yourself down tonight. I mean,
Thanks.
brilliant.
Cheers.
Aye. Well, it was. I mean, but that it came as a result. There was. I mean, there was a lot of changes. It's like Native Americans. They didn't think that when the white man went over and they signed they thought it was a peace treaty, but it was signing away their land legally, and they had no idea that you could own the land.
No. No.
Because they held it, the chief held it in trust for the
Yeah,
people, and
yeah.
and even the chiefs, Native American chiefs, they were by merit. They were the bravest or the wisest warriors. Or, it wasn't this lineage thing, and all of this came with feudalism, didn't it? And over here we had our own clearances, you know.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
year of the sheep.
Yep.
Aye.
The sheep were more.
I remember when I was doing some of the I was looking into a lot of the history about it at the time I was writing the song, and there was a local wrote at the time that you couldn't even, the boats couldn't get in to the harbour and stuff because there was so much smoke coming from the burning houses. It was just so bad. I
It's
mean,
just shocking.
shocking. And I mean, they never even gave them time. They weren't even giving them time to get out their beds or stuff. They were
Aye.
just.
It was these, you know, the earls or whatever, the ones that
Yeah.
owned the land, and they were living down in London, and you know, they'd Scottish surnames, but they were as far disconnected for the land and the people as possible.
Yeah.
So they owned
Yeah.
it legally, and they had Scottish surnames and that, but they weren't nothing to do up here, and all they saw was the cash. All
Yeah.
they saw was making money. Oh, we're not making any money with the people. Let's bring the sheep on.
No connection.
Absolutely
no
no
connection
no
with the land.
connection. The land and the people.
No connection. And a lot of the times, the factor even said that there wasn't any people there.
Aye.
And they didn't even know in some cases. It was
Yeah.
like, just, well, we'll burn them out anyway.
On them.
We'll
Aye.
burn them out anyway. But I remember as well when I was writing this song, there's a bit in the song I write that the Duchess of Sutherland regarded about Scotch people, and this guy says to me, we don't say Scotch people. I says no, but she did. That was how she said it. How the Scotch Ken.
It's got
Aye.
such
That's-
a wee magical.
Yeah.
The Duchess of Sutherland.
Mhm.
Sounds beautiful,
Aye.
isn't it? Very romantic,
I know.
doesn't it?
Mhm.
But she wasn't quite.
No.
No.
And although a lot of the infamous, like you could say the worst, even though it's any kind of act of violence and act of clearing people off and family
Yeah.
is bad, but
Mhm.
the worst of it kind of did happen up in Caithness,
Yeah.
Stirling, Strucknaver,
Yeah.
and all that. But it
Mhm.
happened all over Scotland, didn't
Yeah,
it? This is
yeah.
what and the thing is, we're living now with with the consequences of that. Not just that, but a lot of stuff that's happened. The sooner we get independence, the sooner we can get Scotland back, and it can be for the people,
Yeah.
and we can actually return the land in
It
an
would be
orderly
magic,
way
wouldn't
to the
it?
people. It'd be magic.
Maybe we could just throw open the doors to Nova Scotia and all these places. Do you fancy coming back home?
Mhm.
Aye.
Oh, and you'll get a no.
That's almost like
Come here.
that's almost like they give you so many acres in the New World, as they called it. We can give them some acres here, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Aye. Yeah, that's right.
Get
I always think that castle up there is well named as well, Dunrobin. It's well, I would
Dunrobin.
say Dunrobin because
Yes.
it's the Dunrobin skin and
Yeah.
Aye.
and it's
And that's the wealth.
yeah.
I mean,
Aye.
there's no money to be
Mhm.
put on that,
Mhm.
but that's the opulence.
Mhm.
When you live in a wee black house
Mhm.
that's got a turf roof,
Mhm.
and that's everything you own is in that house,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they have a big palace like that,
Yep.
and then to come mob-handed, burn you out,
Mhm.
and send you away overseas,
It's
and replace you with a sheep.
and replace you with a sheep. I mean, it actually it actually defies belief that
Aye.
it could actually happen, but it did, and that's the sickening thing.
I'm a
about
great
it all.
believer, at the end of the day, that all these things that we know about now, as I say, every day is a school day. Everything that we learn about today should make us think
Mhm.
about how we're going to go forward and what things from the past we're going to take, and we're going to make sure this isn't going to happen again. We're not going to allow these things to
Aye.
happen. And in an independent Scotland, we would hope that the wise people that lead us wouldn't allow that to happen.
Well, that's right.
But I also think that in an independent Scotland, the people will have a greater say in the matter of
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
getting moved around or what's happening
Yeah.
socially,
Yeah.
and that would help a great deal.
Yeah.
Oh, some right good, strong, and powerful, radical land reform legislation is needed,
Yeah.
and property reform, the whole thing, because it's, it needs sorted. But certainly this next song I'm going to play links on with that. It's I don't know what the Gaelic title is, but it's originally a Gaelic song. You'll know it's Hush Hush, about the clearances. So
Yeah.
I'll sing that. And do that just now. It's American Independence Day today, which you may be aware, 4th of July.
Yep.
And for me, this makes me think all the people, not just the clearances, but Scotland and the Irish and all of us, that a lot of people went over, didn't
Yeah.
they, to America?
Yeah.
Either they were forced
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
because they were a bit of tart and they went,
Mhm.
right, you're on a boat out of here. Or they chose to go because they saw things were that bad, and they wanted a better life for themselves and their families. So for me, the song, it's a lullaby to a little baby, and it makes me think. I sing it to my daughters sometimes, getting them to sleep, and I enjoy that, and they like it too. But it makes me think of if it was that little baby is like a future citizen of the United States, and all the journey going on over there. As we know, the cowboys, where did they get their cattle reaving skills? So the impact of Scotland on the States, especially in its formative years, was immense. The Declaration of Arbroath being a key instrumental, inspirational document
Yes.
towards their declaration, which
Yeah.
took place in 1776.
Yeah.
244 years ago today. So,
Oh, right.
aye. So I'll
And
play.
I did say, just going on to that
Carry on.
story, I've been
Excuse me,
reading a
folks.
book recently about Skye that my friend loaned me, and in it just wee snippets of all around Skye. One of them is a small village, I can't say it because it's in Gaelic, but it describes one of these wee villages where the factors come along, giving them a deadline
Aye.
of 48 hours. The boat's going to arrive in Lochs Resort, and you're going away. You will be granted land when you get to the other end, if you get to the other end, and you have to take your family and as little as possessions as you can. And going on that idea of hush hush, the last few sentences of that description describe the children and families going down to the graveyard and leaving flowers on the graves of their grands, grandpas, etc., all who have passed away, and then going off to their beds knowing that this is it. This is the final night that we will be staying in Scotland, and the mum's trying to keep the children quiet. Fortunately, you don't have to do that. You just have to sing the song.
I
when
just
your
have to
bairns are
sing it,
just
aye.
conked out.
Aye, exactly. But no, it's stuff that we need to remember, because this is where we've came from. That's the value of history, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's a living thing. It just changes, and we're living through it right now. And soon enough, we'll have Scotland's Independence Day. I look forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here we go. I'll sing Hush Hush. Hush, hush, it's time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a-creeping, dreams of peace and of freedom. So smile in your sleep, bonny baby. Once our valleys were ringing with the sound of our children singing, but now sheep bleat in the evening, and sheilans lie empty and broken. Hush, hush, it's time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a-creeping, dreams of peace and of freedom. So smile in your sleep, bonny baby. We stood with our heads bowed in prayer, while factors burned our cottages bare. The flames fired the clear mountain air, and many were dead by the morning. Where was our proud Highland metal? Our men once so feared in battle, now stand cowed, huddle like cattle, soon to be shipped o'er the ocean. Hush, hush, it's time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a-creeping, dreams of peace and of freedom. So smile in your sleep, bonny baby. It's nae use greeting or praying, now gone, gone, all hopes of staying. So hush dear, the anchor is weighing, don't cry in your sleep, bonny baby. Hush, hush, it's time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a-creeping, dreams of peace and of freedom. So smile in your sleep, bonny baby. Hush, hush, it's time to be sleeping. Hush, hush, dreams come a-creeping, dreams of peace and of freedom. So smile in your sleep, bonny baby. Smile in your sleep, bonny baby. Smile in your sleep, bonny baby.
Excellent.
Thanks, Gordy.
Lovely.
Enjoyed that. It's a beautiful song.
Beautiful
I'd like,
tune.
it is, isn't it?
Beautiful tune, like aye.
And Gaelic is when recently been hearing some. I don't know if they're scare stories or if they're genuine. They're saying Gaelic's on the demise. Obviously, Scotland has got Old Scots, Lowland Scots, which is a recognised language, but we've got Gaelic too, and it's saying it's on the demise. But I know a lot of people learning it as well.
Aye, there's a lot of people.
Keen.
I mean, it was never spoken in this area anyway. We just had we called it the Doric in this area. I mean, we never really spoke Gaelic in this area.
Aye, that's true.
But it's
Yeah, and I've been here since '85, and I still don't understand half what people are saying. I've no idea.
Aye.
Now, I'm sure they just do it in front of me just to remind me that I'm an incomer.
Aye. Aye. But well, let's just make sure everybody learns the Gaelic, and learns the Scots, and knows that these are languages. They're not slang. They're not a silly language.
They need
there
to
is
be.
actually, there is actually a new app that's on the go just now. It's called Duolingo.
I've heard
And
of that.
one of the new languages they shoved in it was Gaelic earlier this year, which is brilliant. And it's only 10 minutes a day if you can spare that and just get a few words in. And of course, the place to practice it is to go over to the islands.
It is.
Yeah,
Aye.
where I'm going in the next few weeks, hopefully.
But
I don't have any Gaelic.
It shows you, Paul, doesn't it? Like, when you look to Wales now, in Wales they've got their own all under one banner, AUOB Cymru. They're doing fantastically well, getting the marches going and getting the campaigning going. But in Wales, the Welsh language, wow, that's right up there, isn't it? It's their identity is so. It's so intertwined deeply with that. Across Wales, it's all double. What's in English, what's in Welsh, and then we've got places like, no offence to anybody from the place, but like Plockton. I mean, and it's got a Gaelic name, but then it's got Plockton. I mean, has anybody heard of Plockton? I've never heard of Plockton in my life. For a Scots tongue, so that's came through all the stuff we're talking about and what's happened over the decades and the centuries in this anglicisation of Scotland. So we need to get that identity back with our languages because they were outlawed.
And if you're out drink driving and you look in your mirror and it's either police or a Polish, it will not matter. You're done.
You
couldn't read it anyway, could you? Not that we're advocating drink driving in any way whatsoever. One's too many.
When you talk about names of places, we've a place called just beside us. It's a little wee district just outside Keith heading to Drumure, and it's actually called a Heinche. But the sign, it looks like Auchendachty, and that's what you hear, like people coming up, incomers, and people that move up here. That's what they call it, and
Auchendachty. Aye, but
there's actually a place down in the A9. Whenever I go driving down there, it's called Tully Belton. Right, but I can't drive past it without saying belly button.
Aye.
I don't know what's
You made me think another about Loch Lomond called Firkin Point. I know Firkin is a measurement, but it makes me. I'll meet you at that Firkin Point.
Aye.
Obviously, that's been Florida, and there's a guy still waiting there for something.
Still waiting there, But anyway, Gordy, so what are you going to do for the show next? What are you going to?
Well, I mean, I was thinking we spoke about how the Irish and the Scots were banished a lot of times through no fault of their own and sent to, like, well, they called it Van Diemen's Land as well, and they were sent to Australia and things for a lot of times that they never even did anything. It was just to get them out of the way. And there's a song, an Irish song, Black Velvet Band. I'll maybe just play it just for something.
Aye, please do that. Fire away.
In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound. And many's an hour sweet happiness I spent in that neat little town, till a sad misfortune came over me and forced me to stray from the land, far away from me friends and relations, to follow the black velvet band. Her eyes he shone like diamonds, you'd call her the queen of the land, and her hair hang over her shoulders, tied up with the black velvet band. As I went out walking one evening to the centre of the strawberry farm, when who should I meet but this pretty young maid plying her trade at the bar. A gold watch she slipped from her pocket and placed it right into me hand. On the very next day that I met her, bad luck from the black velvet band. Her eyes they shone like diamonds, you'd call her the queen of the land, and her hair hang over her shoulders, tied up with the black velvet band. To the judge and the jury next morning, for court I had to appear, and the judge he said to me, young man, the king Everything's got to do with Guinness at some point, isn't it?
Aye.
Believe it.
Oh, a nice cold pint of that. That'd
Oh,
be lovely.
Mine's is over there. I can
Aye.
see it.
aye,
Right?
aye.
I can't get to it.
Aye,
But I know.
aye,
It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you.
aye.
Aye. So here we are. I was just thinking about the year that's been so far, the year that wasn't, but the year that is. If that makes any sense. I think the last March, were you on the? Any of you guys on the January one that was there, the 11th of January in Glasgow?
The wet one.
The wet one.
Oh, aye.
The wet one.
Oh, it was brilliant. Brilliant. It's I've got to say, going on the marches is a great honour for me. And I remember when I first started coming along to the marches as the Silent Clansman, not just as a marcher.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in 2018 in Edinburgh. And I had this vision that I could just turn up in the middle of the Unionists with a yes sign and stand in the middle of them. I got my inspiration from the Tiananmen Square
Yep.
massacre, where the chap stood in front of the tanks with the two message bags, and it was such a powerful thing. I thought I could replicate that. Unfortunately, I didn't last about 15 seconds when I was getting huckled by their BMP bouncer and by the police because they said I was causing, I was going to be done for breach of the peace. And because I was silent, I didn't want to say to them what I was doing. So there was a lot of lessons to be learned from that day. 5 minutes after that incident, and I placated the police, I was back right on the front line.
Aye.
My only feeling that day, apart from that, is not actually telling anybody that I was going to do it, and including you, Neil, and the rest of the team, and I apologise for that. So it was a bit of a curveball for you guys, like, who's this guy? Because all of a sudden the pictures appear
Aye.
with a guy with his hand on my chest, and it looks like there's a bit of bother going on.
Aye.
But truly there wasn't. But saying that, I learnt an awful lot of it in the communication. And when it comes to our marches now, as I say, it's a great honour to just stand. I don't actually place myself with AUOB when we're at these marches, and I don't place myself with the Unionists either, because I feel that should anything happen, because sometimes they do get a wee bit heated,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to connect myself to you guys and tarnish your
Well,
reputation,
you're
so
you're thoroughly connected, and
Well,
you
don't
will not.
tell anybody.
No, but it's part of the demonstration, part of the marches now. You know, and that's what it's become, and you've really carved that out, and it was
Thank you.
needed. And the reason it was needed was they turn up and do the counter protest. So it's good for us to have a counter protest.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and,
Yeah.
and just basically. We used to just have the stewards at the front,
Yeah.
and of course keeping a bit of distance. With time and experience, local authorities and Police Scotland realised that they had what would be best would be put barriers and basically put them back a wee bit too, you know. So that's starting to happen more and more. And yeah, it's almost like a pantomime, isn't it? We approach and there's a big boo, you know, and then it passes, and then everybody just there's never any
hassle.
trouble. There's always some gesticulations and some this and that, but you know what?
the
That's
comments.
healthy.
That's healthy. That's
the
healthy.
comments.
That's healthy.
And I'll let you into a wee secret. A lot of people come on and ask, what do you listen to? Who do you listen to on your headphones? After about the first couple of marches, I've cut the cord off this, so I don't actually
You didn't
listen,
actually-
because it does get quite heated,
Aye.
and because I have my back to them, you don't know what's coming your way, so you have to be quite switched on. But standing there, even in the rain of Glasgow,
Oh, aye.
and I think that seems to be part of AUOB marches, is there's got to be a bit of rain in there. somewhere.
There's got to be rain.
Yeah.
There's got to be rain. I had a classic in the Edinburgh March. There was quite heavy rain, and we were walking up the main street, and I says to my mate I was with, I says, "Goodness, that's really heavy rain. You think we could just pop into this pub, have a quick pint?"
Yes.
And we popped in, had a quick pint, and it wasn't a quick. We drank the pint slowly, but there was so much people that
Yeah.
you could have joined it anywhere, and you were
Aye.
you,
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
you
yeah.
getting it was
And it's I was going to say it's better than something, but it really is. My heart is bursting, and I'm glad that I wear dark sunglasses, because you just can't. I couldn't show you the tears
Aye.
that are in
Aye.
here, So as I'm standing there, the first thing you hear is the vroom vroom of the Yes bikers coming along, and they pass. And I always try to film them because it's really important to get them in.
Aye.
Then we have either a pipe band leading us or another musical entertainment leading loud, and then we have fallen them or disabled
Aye,
marchers
that's
and
right.
folk in wheelchairs, etc. And I see people on crutches with their salt tires and everything, and you're just like, your heart's bursting by that point.
Yeah.
But then along comes the marchers themselves, and it's just the most amazing
It is.
feeling.
It really is, isn't it?
It's a big wave coming towards
And
you.
then there's people that they'll say on our side, on the independent side, that, and if there's any out here, listen, that say that the marches there's no point to them. They don't do anything.
No.
They don't achieve anything. They don't. This is the sort of criticism you get sometimes
There's
for your
no
own side.
appetite.
Aye. It's either there's no appetite for the unionist side, and they're saying, 100,000 people, that's only so many percentage. Where are they? We'd like to see them do some cultural, lovely shows that we're putting on. They're not, but people on our side seem to think that some do anyway. Some do.
Yeah.
Most people don't. Most people know
most of them
what's
don't.
about.
I mean, I've switched a lot of people on to our movement by taking them on marches and I think it builds up the momentum more than anything.
I've heard
marches.
people say, you get addicted to them.
Yeah.
And I suppose it is.
Yeah.
Because there isn't a year goes past now where I don't get my planner out, my year planner, stick it up on the wall, and the first thing that goes up is the list of marches. And you plan your year
You do.
around those days.
You do.
And get the next
Aye.
day off because you might need it to recover.
I try not to book gigs. I look at the calendars and I'll not book gigs the weekends and the marches and things
Right.
because if you're playing somewhere you often can't go to the march, so it's like
Yeah. And how did you feel after the wee Inverness one? That was quite
that was
good
a
fun.
great march. That was a
Yeah.
great march.
Yeah.
That was a great march. You see what you're touching on what you said as well about how the misconception and what people say about marches and stuff. I'll never forget not the last Inverness march, but the one before it.
The one up the hill.
Yeah,
That was a fair.
that was a great
trek.
march.
Yeah.
But I loved about that, there was even people, there was tourists and everything stopping and joining in, and it was such a brilliant, great.
Yes.
It was just so much fun. But yet I read the Press and Journal the following week, and the star letter was this guy. He'd been picked for a star letter, slagging the march off, saying how disgusting it was, the nationalists, their trade of disgusting, and it was the most opposite thing article you could write because everybody was. It was such a great march, and
No, it was a
it
brilliant
was
march.
brilliant.
It was
yeah.
so far away though I had to get a bus back. That's how far away it was from the
Well, that's one of the comical things that get accused of, is that the marches will run round and join
And
the
you
end
come back.
again and do this circle.
aye.
That somehow we're
Aye.
no big in number, but we're
No.
just doing a wee loop.
Aye.
I mean, the things that they come out with, these people, and they say they're against nationalism, but they're British
Aye,
nationalists.
yeah, that's right. They're worse nationalists than anyone. I mean, all we're fighting for is our own country. I mean, they're
Right.
Aye, it's all. I think the phrase is arse to elbow.
yeah.
So
yeah,
I-
yeah.
Not
But I-
on that point, but moving on for that, I'm going to play another song here. So I'm enjoying playing my some Scots traditional stuff. So I'm going to play Green Grow Their Ashes.
Oh, brilliant! I love playing that myself. It's excellent.
Great song,
Aye.
and beautiful words in their ashes. What's it? That's the cover, isn't it, for lovers to be together
Yeah.
in those days?
Yeah.
Their ashes.
Their ashes.
Is that like some sort of STD?
Well, that could come, I'd imagine, but I'm not commenting on that. But no, but their ash. Burns originally wrote it as a compliment to the lasses.
to the lasses,
He called it a compliment or a toast to the lasses. So,
Right.
so I'll fire on with that.
So this is to the girls.
This is to the girls.
I'll maybe try and put in some harmonies with you, Neil, if that's okay.
Of course, you're welcome to.
You do it, I won't.
No.
Here we go. There's naught but care on every hand, and every hour that passes on. What signifies the life of man if it were not for the lasses? Oh, green grow their ashes, oh, green grow their ashes. Oh, the sweetest hours that e'er I spent among the lasses. Oh, the worldly race may riches chase, and riches still may fly them all. I know at last they catch them fast, their hearts can ne'er enjoy them all. Give me a canny routine, my arms are in my dearie, oh. Then worldly cares and worldly men may gie a tapsultiri, oh. Green grow their ashes, oh. Green grow their ashes, oh. The sweetest hours that e'er I spent among the lasses, oh. Green grow their ashes, oh. Green grow their ashes, oh. The sweetest hours that e'er I spent among the lasses, oh. For you say this, you sneer at this, you're not but senseless asses, oh. The wisest man the world e'er saw, he dearly loved the lasses, oh. All nature swears, the lovely dears, how noblest work she classes, oh. Her prentice hands she tried on man, and then she made the lasses, oh. Green grow their ashes, oh. Green grow their ashes, oh. The sweetest hours that e'er I spent among the lasses, oh. Green grow their ashes, oh. Green grow their ashes, oh. The sweetest hours that e'er I spent among the lasses, oh.
Brilliant.
That's a great version.
Thank you very much, guys.
Excellent
Enjoyed that.
version.
Well done.
Excellent version.
Aye.
Certainly
So,
make it your own.
aye.
I like the idea that you bring your own style
Yes.
to these songs. These are songs that are favourite songs of many people, and it's always great to hear just a wee slant on it for yourself.
Thanks very
Well
much.
done.
Well, that's what I'm hoping to do, and I'm glad it's coming across. Like that.
Just
Give
don't
it my own.
Get your own wee
Aye.
feel.
Don't be
Aye.
doing like a disco version.
No.
No,
No.
just
A rap
leave that.
version.
or a techno version.
Aye.
No,
Aye.
it doesn't work. Although I've actually got a wee CD in my house, and it's Scottish tunes, techno, and it does. I'm sure it's got that
Aye.
one. It's got Scots Way Hey and some other Rabbit Burn stuff, Rabbit Burn stuff,
Rabbit Burn.
and Rabbit Burn stuff, and I don't even know why I got it. I think
Aye.
I found it somewhere, but I play it and just think, no, and that goes away for years and years. It's absolute rubbish. It's ruining the value
Yeah.
of the song. You know, I'm sure a lot of you out there love your techno and all that, but this stuff isn't really for it.
Aye. Well, that's it. We can have all sorts of music, and there is all sorts.
Yeah.
And to get a lot of Scottish people love all sorts, and it's good to you can get the independence message, the campaign going through the music, and all sorts. Even if it doesn't mention the words or nothing to do with it, it's just getting people into that space where they're like-minded people. Definitely getting the youth on board's a big one.
Yeah.
When we had the assembly back in February, one of the key themes that came up was the climate. It's
Right.
very, very important. Well, to everybody, and it is for everybody. We're in the one little earth, aren't we? But certainly for young people, the climate action's a big thing.
Yeah.
Well, if we can arrange a dry day for us when we go marching, that'll
That would be good.
That
wouldn't
would be
too
good.
bad. We'll put that in the calendar.
Aye.
Dry day, please. But you're right about the music, and the music at the marches is such a powerful tool to have in our pocket. The Unionists, they play stuff behind me, and it's the weirdest stuff. And himself, Mankey, has on occasion started rapping
Did he?
And it is the most intolerable thing. I'm so grateful for
For earplugs, ear defender.
Oh,
Defenders, I like that one.
terrible,
Aye.
terrible.
Do not punish my ears, my man.
Yes, and you know, jings. But at the same time,
Aye.
it's very funny.
Aye, it's funny. And you've got to try and keep that kind of always
Oh, I do.
deadpan face
Aye.
on, don't you?
So easy
It must
these days.
be a real struggle when you're hearing that behind you.
There was an occasion at the Edinburgh March when he actually ran out of things to say, and it was like a record just stopped,
Just stop it.
and he just went back to his old usual stuff about the city being a union city and
The
union.
5,000-year-old
Yeah,
union.
and he just-
5,000. That's a cracker, isn't it?
Aye, you've got a good one there.
He
Aye.
actually
Oxford
called
said
out
it.
that day, Culloden, 1746 the battle took
Mhm.
place.
Aye.
And we all had a chuckle at that one or two, but it's unbelievable. But yeah, he, you know, you say that, and I'm humbled that you say that, Neil, that I'm part of it. But I guess he is as well.
He is as well.
Oh, we're all part of it.
And he
aye.
brings
know.
such a. I mean, my mate, I mentioned him earlier. He wrote that song of mine. He's a great man for the marches, and he always takes wee treats for Frankie with him. Kenny sort of packet of Daz for him to go and wash his jacket.
Aye.
Which reminds me,
He's got all this different things.
I should
Oh,
maybe
aye.
say it.
Oh, aye.
Aye,
Sponsored by
aye.
Daz.
Brilliant,
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Well, Gord, did you want to give us another number?
Yeah.
What are you going to play this time?
Well, I mean, I played a cover. Well, it's not a cover. It's an old traditional song, as I say. But I was going to play another song of my own. I wrote this song for a friend of mine who he does a lot of work for charity and for Logan's Fund, the kids that are sick and cancers and stuff. And he did this long walk in Isle of Man, the parish walk to call it, and it was something like 80 miles. And I've done long charity walks with him myself. I've done 50 ones, and to do an 80 just doesn't even seem thinkable. But I remember him phoning me during it, and he was almost in tears. He couldn't get past this pain barrier in the rain. It was driving on him, and I wrote this song called Walking in the Rain. But I mean, it also, when you think about it, could also sum up what we're doing as well with the marching, and a lot often we're walking in the rain for the same reason. And so I'll play the song anyway. It's called Walking in the Rain. I've been walking all day, the endless hours they slip away, trying to get my head straight, but nothing seems to make no sense anyway.
Good songwriter, Gordy.
Thanks very much.
Great
yeah.
stuff,
Thank
man.
you.
It's a bit of a dark horse tonight.
Aye.
And that song there, you know, it was quite solitary.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
a person being on their own.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty of our marches,
Mhm.
in that you need not be alone.
Yeah.
We really are all
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And when you come on that march, you feel like you're part of the machine, or part of the collective.
The collective.
Collective is a strange word to use, but I used it earlier on in
Aye.
a meeting earlier this week, and I thought it was quite powerful that we do get together and we police ourselves, we look out for each other, everybody's hurt, we're always on the ball, and the like-mindedness and the goal obviously is independence, but at the same time is the awareness we're not going away.
Oh, aye.
Right, we're here to stay.
We're here to stay,
Yeah.
and we're going to get more powerful.
Yeah. And that song there portrayed that, where it was one person, but another one could join, and another could join,
Yeah.
and could join,
Mhm.
and it eases the burden
Yeah.
on the single
Yeah.
person.
Aye.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's exactly how it works, isn't it? You ease the burden on the single person by
By
making the join
Yeah,
and,
coming
and,
along.
and coming along. And
So see Cromdale, is that far from here?
No, it's got to be about 30 miles
Aye.
south of here,
Right,
Yeah.
aye.
and the
'Cause I had a famous victory,
great battle
didn't it?
there, aye. Up was a
Great
great
battle
battle
that-
there, aye.
Aye.
aye, there
Famous
was-
a famous victory.
it
The
was
Hawks of
another
Cromdale.
one of those home wins
Aye.
Aye.
for our nation.
Aye.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
When before we didn't kick a football, we just used to kick people's heads.
Especially
I
certain,
believe it's actually going to come up with this.
especially
Aye,
certain
actually.
people.
That's right. I'll lead on. So I'll crack on. I'll play Hawks of Cromdale.
Brilliant.
We'll give that one a shot. Right, here we go. As I come in by Auchendon, just a wee bit frae the town, when to the Heelans I was bound to view the halls of Cromdale. I met a man in tartan trews, speared at him what was the news. Quo he the Heeland army ruse, then ere we come to Cromdale. He said we were in bed, sir, everyone, when the English host upon us come. A bloody battle then began upon the halls of Cromdale. The English horse, they were so rude, they bade their hoofs in Hieland blood, but our brave clans they boldly stood upon the halls of Cromdale. But alas, we could no longer stay out over the hills we come away, and sair we did lament the day that ere we come to Cromdale. And us, the great Montrose, did say, John Heelan man, show me the way, and I'll go the hill this day to view the halls of Cromdale. Oh, they were at dinner, everyone, when the great Montrose upon them come. A second battle then began upon the halls of Cromdale. The Grant, Mackenzie and Mackay, as soon as great Montrose they spied, then they fought right valiantly upon the halls of Cromdale. Now MacDonald's they returned again, the Camerons did their standards join, the Macintosh played a bloody game upon the halls of Cromdale. Oh, the Gordons boldly did advance, the Frasers fought with sword and lance, Graham's made heats to dance upon the halls of Cromdale. Then the loyal Stuarts way Montrose boldly set upon their foes, laid them low with heel and blows, laid them low at Cromdale. Of 20,000 Cromwell's men, 1,000 fled to Aberdeen, the rest of them lie on the plain upon the halls of Cromdale. Of 20,000 Cromwell's men, 1,000 fled to Aberdeen, the rest of them lie on the plain upon the halls of Cromdale. upon the halls of Cromdale. Upon the halls of Cromdale.
Excellent.
Well done.
Brilliant.
Thank you, guys.
You
Lovely.
can't drive through that place without thinking that song.
Aye.
You sung it great as well.
Aye,
no,
you
I have
did.
to think about you singing it.
You did. You sung it really well.
Oh, cheers.
But every time you do, it's exactly what you say. Every time you drive through, you think of the bottle and you go, yes, that was a good one.
Yeah,
Ken,
yeah,
Oh,
you
aye,
do,
aye.
Ken.
yeah. Brilliant.
Won the Scots.
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yep.
Oh, we're bonny fighters.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
absolutely.
Aye.
Aye.
We might just mention Killy Cranky the same. We might as well just go for them all.
Aye,
Aye.
I'll do Kelly. Are you
Did
going
we
to?
lose it?
I'll do Kelly Cranky in a minute. Unless
Okay.
you
No,
want-
that's fine.
That's fine.
I'll,
We'll
I
do
know,
that in a
no,
wee
it's
minute.
fine.
Did
Aye.
we lose any?
I don't think
Well,
we've
you
lost.
do
I don't
something.
think
Well,
we've lost a single battle.
No lot, no lot anyway.
I think we might have lost a couple to the VAR
Aye.
and a referee's decision.
Aye.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we were very well trained, especially here in the Highlands.
Aye.
You know the Highland charge.
Yeah.
You know the ground was suited for us
Aye.
in many places, apart from Culloden-Moor. That was
Aye.
the daftest
Preston Pans, it were.
Aye. Yeah.
Yes, through the bogs there.
They often led them horses into the bogs and stuff,
Yeah.
and that was
That's
the.
one of my
Aye.
favourite
Aye.
songs is Johnny Cope. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a great,
That's a great
song.
one as well. that
And
one.
there's some great versions of that. Oof,
Aye.
yeah.
So what about yourself, Gordy? Let's give it another song for yourself. What,
Eh,
what are
well,
you going to play next?
What will we go for next? I'm trying to think. Maybe you go for maybe Scottish song, maybe.
Enjoying this? Good, isn't it?
Aye, it's great, aye.
Hope everybody's having a good time at home, enjoying the show. Oh, it's a bonny night here in Elgin.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
feel a bit of a spare part, you know, because I'm just sitting here with a sign.
No, no, no,
But
no,
I
no.
could maybe wobble.
No, you're not a
I
spare
don't wanna
part.
wobble it.
You're no less. You're no more of a spare part than what you are in the marches. You're in it. You're in the middle of this.
Great.
I wonder if Sir Douglas would let us off with playing Caledonia, would he?
Oh no,
no.
we can't, because
No.
that's another thing on this show
Aye.
because it's going on
Oh,
YouTube.
aye,
It's
aye.
got to be either original
Aye,
material
oh, you said
or
that already,
the
sorry.
copyright is expired
Sorry,
after. I
sorry.
think it's 70 years after the
Yeah.
composer's
Aye,
death.
so you gotta
So
watch
that's
it.
why I'm
He's
playing
very
lots.
much
You've
alive.
got to watch, he
Aye,
is,
he's
he
very
is.
much alive.
Aye,
Yes.
he's very much alive. So that wouldn't work.
Aye,
Although, because I'd love to. There's
Aye.
quite a few songs I'd like
I
to
love
play.
his songs. Have you, Ken, I've been to a lot of his gigs over the years, going back a lot of years ago, and he really speaks passionately about
aye.
the cause
Oh,
and
yes.
things. He's really is good, like
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Oh.
Well, I'll tell you what. Oh no, I couldn't play that either. I'll play an all out.
The club,
Okay.
so I've been like that.
Aye,
I've been
it's
like,
like-
oh, no, I can't.
I was thinking of. There's money is only last. There's money money in the galley, oh. There's money in the tune never been. But the food of the mob is right beyond. Oh, come down the stairs, pretty Peggy, my dear. Oh, come down the stairs, pretty Peggy, oh. Oh, come down the stairs, right in your yellow hair. Bring a last farewell to your daddy, oh. The captain's name was Dave. He died for a man. He died for a man, little baby, oh. And the last one is he, said the two no ever be. And the foot of the mob is in baby, oh. Oh, come down the stairs, pretty Peggy, my dear. Oh, come down the stairs, pretty Peggy, oh. Oh, come down the stairs, right in your yellow hair. But a fast farewell to your daddy, oh. There's money, Bonnie Jean, and the tune of Aberdeen. There's money, Bonnie Jean, and the galley, oh. There's money, Bonnie lass, and the lass. But the foot of the mob is in baby, oh.
Yay.
That's a classic.
Some great place names in there.
Aye, there is,
the
aye.
West and the
Aye,
Geary and all
aye,
that.
aye, just covers quite a lot, doesn't it, up there?
It is a big area.
The Aberdeenshire area.
There's some fine beaches up here, don't they? The Moray Coast, some
Yes.
Lossiemouth and all
Yeah.
that. The beaches
Aye.
are. I mean, they're as good as any you get in the world.
Aye,
Really, some of them.
aye,
you know,
there is some
fine
cracking
days.
beaches.
It's a great area to live up here in the northeast of Scotland, although we're halfway between sort of like Aberdeen and Inverness. The coast is never far away from you.
Aye.
No.
And I do feel for especially people that are in lockdown, that are stuck in the middle of big cities and things like that. But as you say, with yesterday passing, the driving is a wee bit further for people,
Yeah.
so they get out, get to the beach,
Get the bus, get the train, get out there, and
The-
you know,
the
stick
beach.
within the rules, but do get
Yeah.
out
Get
there
out
and
and
enjoy
about,
Scotland.
enjoy
you know.
Scotland.
Yeah,
Aye.
because I feel that certainly when the lockdown completely ceases, everybody's going to be rushing to the countryside.
Aye.
Everybody's going to be. I'm not one of these people that likes to go away abroad for holiday. I think I can make enough here in Scotland, and a bit like you, Neil, if you like your history
Yeah.
and you like to go to areas, but, you know, as you say, Gordon, you know, areas where people were cleared from, or they've got a story to them, but they're completely empty now, and go there and feel the passion is wonderful. And I love to do that.
Yeah.
That gives me a great thrill. So
Yeah.
I mean, for my holidays, staycations all the way,
Aye.
Aye.
all the way.
I love going. There's so many places in Scotland because it's such a diverse country, isn't it? For the west
Yeah.
coast, the east, the land, and it's an amazing little country.
There's so much
In my
different
opinion, it's
things.
the best country in the world, but I'm biased. You know?
Yeah, well, that's right.
Well,
I'm
we
saying
would-
why. But I mean, there is so much to see. I mean, even like you're touching there on going to places. I mean, I've been up to Orkney a few times, and I just love Orkney's history. It's just amazing the
Aye.
things that you can do when you're up there. You know.
Yeah, that's on my hit list.
Oh, there's so much stuff that you can do. You just go for days. Just
But you mentioned Killiecrankie, so I'll give that a bash.
Yeah.
Now. So it's
Yeah.
my own version. It's you've maybe heard it on on one of the shows I've done before on these Ceilidhs, but if you've
yeah,
not,
I think I
you've
did.
only heard it
Aye.
like this ever.
Aye.
No,
So
Go for
I'll
it.
give it a bash.
Where he been, say bra lad? Oh, where he been, say branky, oh, where he been, say bra lad? Come ye by Killiecrankie, oh. I fought at land, I fought at sea, and him I fought my auntie, oh. But I met the devil on Dundee on the braes of Killiecrankie, oh. And if you had been where I have been, you would not been so canty, oh. And if you had seen what I have seen on the braes of Killiecrankie, oh, 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 the braes of Killiecrankie, oh, 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 the braes of Killiecrankie, oh. Oh, the ball pit car fell in a fire, and Cleaver's got a clanky, oh. Or I had fed an athel gled on the braes of Killiecrankie, oh. And if you had been where I had been, you would not been so canty, oh. And if you have seen what I have seen on the braes of Killiecrankie, oh, 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 the braes of Killiecrankie, oh, 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 the braes of Killiecrankie, oh. Oh, by Mackay, what got you lie in the bush of yonder brankie, oh. You better kiss King Willie's loof than come ye by Killiecrankie, oh. It's nae shame, it's nae shame, it's nae shame to shanky, oh. The Sir Slays on Athel Braes and the deals at Killiecrankie, oh. And if you had been where I have been, you would not been so canty, oh. And if you had seen what I have seen on the braes of Killiecrankie, oh. And if you have been where I have been, you would not been so canty, oh. And if you had seen what I have seen on the braes of Killiecrankie, oh, 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 the braes of Killiecrankie, oh, the braes of Killiecrankie, oh, on the braes of Killiecrankie, oh.
excellent. Brilliant. Loved it. Loved it.
Well,
Loved it.
To dance around your kitchen.
That's
I
aye,
loved
aye.
it. I was even getting some harmonies to fit in there.
Oh,
then.
brilliant.
It was brilliant, aye.
I'm glad you liked it, and I
Aye,
hope
excellent.
everybody did at home.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah, absolute magic.
Excellent.
Aye.
Great job, the pair of you.
Aye, we're doing good, aren't we?
Well, we're getting there.
Aye, well, we had a few. There was a few more to come, but I think we've held it up, the two of us, and you're integral to this, don't you think
Aye.
otherwise?
Aye, it's been great to
Well,
chat
I'm
with you,
just
Paul.
honoured that you, one, let me talk, and two, let me sit down.
It's been great to chat with you. It's been absolutely brilliant.
And I didn't realise, I did realise, but I know Gordon here from way back when I started the local hospital station, where the hospital Wave Radio, our local hospital radio station here, and I used to go out and do a wee bit of roving reporting, etc.
Yeah.
And I was at a place, there's an annual fair called the Keith Show, well known in this area for enjoyment.
Yeah,
And
debauchery.
and etc. And I was asked to go up on stage and introduce the bands one night in one of the local bars.
Aye.
And that's got to be over 20 years ago, and Gordon was there with his band.
That's
And
great.
it was just it's such a small world.
That was
Yeah.
when I played in like a heavy kind of rock band, heavy kind of metal band.
Yeah. And then I seen him bearing his bum.
Oh,
He
dear.
was in Inverness.
Well, quite right. Well, it's good that you are here. Now we're here, isn't it? Who knows where we're going to be next?
Yeah,
Well,
well,
yeah.
it's a great welcome, and thank you
Yeah.
for coming to Elgin and Murrayshire, because we've covered quite a big area here, from here to Forest.
Absolutely.
round
And
Buckie,
we're delighted to
Buckie.
be here, and the march is postponed, but it's going to happen at the start of July next year, the Elgin March, and I think it'll be 2 or 3 times the size and even more vibrant because of the
Yeah.
desire, you know. So,
Yeah.
Gordy, do you want to play one more? Have you got one more?
yeah, I
Do
could,
you wanna-
I could play one more.
If you want to play one more, because I think we're kind of running out a bit of time. So if you can, I think probably what the best thing to do is if you play one more, and then we'll have a wee gab for a moment, and then I'll sort of wrap up the show. And thank everybody for tuning in, and I'll finish with a song.
Okay.
One, by the way, Desire.
Desire.
Desire. This is what we offer.
This is it.
You better believe it. Our desire.
So the march, I think it was going to be on the, what day was it? I can't remember. No, what day? Today's the 4th. It's the 3rd next year.
3rd of July.
3rd of July,
2021.
2021. Elgin's going to be bouncing.
Yep. Well, this place is bouncing.
Oh, this is bouncing right here.
Certainly is.
Say wantonly get he, and he played a tune as he danced around along the gallows tree. Oh, William Gunn, that healing sun, that first laid eyes on me, he paid the curse on Peter Blin to set Macpherson free. Untie these bands be off me hands and gie to me my sword. There's nae another in all Scotland will play me to my word. Say rantonly, say dantonly, say wantonly get ye. And he played a tune that danced around along the gallows tree. Oh, little did my mother think when she first set eyes on me that I would turn to the roving life and die on a gallows tree. He took a fiddle in both hands dance, and he broke it o'er a steen. Said there's nae another shall play on me till I am gone and dean. Say randomly, say dauntingly, say wantonly get he. And he played a tune as he danced around along the gallows tree. The reprieve was coming, or the brig o' Banff, to set Macpherson free. But they turned the clocks to 3:15, they hung him to a tree. Say dauntingly, say wantonly, say dauntingly did he. And he played a tune as he danced around along the gallows tree. Say dauntingly, say wantonly, say bidingly did he. And he played a tune as he danced around along the gallows tree.
Hey, what a great tune.
Another great song with a good slant on it.
Yeah,
Aye.
it is.
Done.
It is. It is. I love the story of that.
Yes.
Great.
Macpherson's Rant.
Macpherson's
Aye.
Run. I should have introduced the song, but
Oh,
must
no,
be
well.
able to came to.
So I think that's us. I think we've done 2 hours. Can you believe
Ah,
it?
gee
We've been
whiz.
here, sitting here for
Jinx.
two hours.
It only seems like
Wow.
like an hour or something. so
Aye,
it's
aye.
good.
No, we've had a good time.
Wow.
Good blether as well.
Brilliant.
Good,
Good
lovely.
banter.
Great to be here and great
Aye,
to see you
aye,
both in this experience.
Thank
It's
you
been
very
good.
much. It's been brilliant. I'll just wrap it up from my end and just say thank you very much. Don't forget when we get back out marching, come along, join us. Don't forget to come and say hello to me. Thank you very much for everybody on my Facebook page and all you independent supporters, especially the lassies and the bairns, and thank you for all your lovely comments. Finally, I couldn't do this job without one other person, and if I don't mention her, then I'll be getting my heat to dance. And that's the person who keeps me under control and was the only person on this planet who knew that I was going to pull off the Silent Klansman, and that's my number 2, and it's my daughter Erin. She's 23, she's a nurse in training, she works very hard, and as I say, I love her very much, and she is my rock, as are you people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Do you want to say a couple of words to close, and then I'll close the show?
Yes, just the same again. It's been great to come here and chat with Neil and Paul and I. We're all firing in the same. We're all coming for the same page, and it's just we all need to stick together and just fight for what we want. And this is what we want as independent Scotland. And I want to see you all in the marches as well, and hopefully see you all on the road.
Aye, we'll get there.
And that's it.
That's it. Aye,
And
well,
can I just here's my promise to you. This is my vow, and my vow will work. As these two guys have come along here tonight, absolutely brilliant musicians, and it's brilliant to be able to play an instrument, and I have been practicing. This time next year, when you come along,
aye,
I will play.
brilliant.
Brilliant. Look forward
That's
to
my
that.
vow.
Look forward to that.
Well, that's brilliant. Thanks, guys. It's been great. So just thanks everybody for tuning in, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you're on Twitter, or if you want to put a post up, if you want to use the hashtag AUOB Elgin Ceilidh, that's all the one word, hashtag AUOB Elgin Ceilidh. So what would have been a tremendous march in Elgin today is only been postponed for a year, which, I mean, the 2 hours fly by here, as you know, the years fly by too. We'll be back before we know it. Elgin will be absolutely jam-packed full of independent supporters, and will be a lot closer to Independence Day by then as well. But just to thank everybody, and yep, we'll see you in the next one. The next show is on the 1st of August at Kirkcaldy, so we'll be going to Kirkcaldy on what would have been the march at Kirkcaldy, so that's to look forward to. So I'll finish off the show. I'll sing Dark Loch Nagar by Lord Byron, who I believe left Scotland, and this was him when his youth, spent his youth in Scotland, and he left it, and this is him writing in fond memory of the country that he loved and he was from. So here we go.
Okay.
Awa, ye grey landscapes, ye gardens o' roses, and you let the minions of luxury roam, and restore me the rock where the snowflake reposes, if still they are sacred to freedom and love. Brave Caledonia, dear are thy mountains, round their white summits the elements war. Though cataracts roar, stare the smooth flowing fountains, I sigh for the valley, O dark Loch Nagar. O brave Caledonia, dear are thy mountains, I sigh for the valley, O dark Loch Nagar. And ere my young footsteps in infancy wandered, my cap was the bonnet, my cloak was the plaid. On chieftains departed, my memory lingered, as daily I strayed through the pine-covered glade. I sought not my home till the day's dying glory gave place to the rays of the bright polar star. My fancy was cheered by the bold martial story as told by the sons, O dark Loch Nagar. O brave Caledonia, dear are thy mountains, I sigh for the valley, O dark Loch Nagar. Oh, years have rolled on, Loch Nagar, since I left you. Years must roll on ere I see you again. Though nature of verdure and flowers bereft you, yet still art thou dearer than Albion's plain. England, thy beauties are tame and domestic to one who has roamed on the mountains afar. Oh, for the crags that are wild and majestic, the steep frowning glories, O dark Loch Nagar. Elstad now the brave did no vision foreboding tell you that fate had forsaken our cause. Yet were you destined to die at Culloden, though victory crowned not your fall with applause. Yet were you happy in death's earthly slumbers to sleep wi' your clan in the caves o' Braemar. The pibroch resounds to the pipers' loud numbers, your deeds to the echoes, O dark Loch Nagar. Your deeds to the echoes, O dark Loch Nagar. O brave Caledonia, dear are thy mountains, I sigh for the valley, O dark Loch Nagar. O brave Caledonia, dear are thy mountains, I sigh for the valley, O dark Loch Nagar.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for
Thanks.
Aye.
Great night.
Great.
Brilliant.
Good night, everyone.
Everybody.
Take care. See you soon.